Walking in the dark, close to a church, you suddenly hear the cry of an animal screaming out. And suddenly you seem to notice an indistinct white shape in the form of an animal, standing upon the moonlit bell tower of the church. This is probably just an illusion, a trick of the mind, you think. But if you had believed in Swedish folklore, you would have thought otherwise. You would have thought that this was a creature called a Kyrkogrim, Churchgrim. A Kyrkogrim is an animal that was buried alive under the foundation of a church during construction, whose spirit then became a guardian of the church as a ghostly spectre. The animal that would become a Kyrkogrim could be any animal. It could be a ram, dog, rooster, horse, and a long range of other animals. Any domesticated animal could be used for the purpose of creating a Kyrkogrim, except cats, who were seen as being evil and thus never used. Any one of these animals would be buried alive under one of the church's cornerstones during construction, or under the altar of the church. This was not in order to curse the church, but rather for protective magical purposes, as the animal was made into a sanctified guardian of the church. And thus people in olden times would bind an animal and bury it alive beneath a church, as it was believed that a Kyrkogrim would keep watch from the bell tower at the top of the church, day and night. And it would also roam the hallowed grounds of the church during night, in order to protect the church from evil men wanting to desecrate the church, or that desired the riches of the church. Thus, one of the primary purposes of the Kyrkogrim was to scare away thieves by appearing like a ghostly version of the animal it was in life, but usually in unnatural sizes, as the Kyrkogrim can change the size of itself. The Kyrkogrim also had one other purpose, and it is related to another being, to another creature. A related being in Scandinavian folklore is the Natramnar, which are the spirits of evil people, unbaptized children, and suicide victims buried on church ground, despite not deserving it. And these spirits usually took the shape of a raven, of a black, demonic raven. I might go into more detail about these spirits in the future. But in any case, it was believed that a Kyrkogrim would scare away all evil and undeserving people buried on church grounds into fleeing away as Natramnar during the night when the Kyrkogrim walked the grounds, and as a result, church grounds would be less haunted at night, making it possible for pious people to visit the church and the graves that were usually placed around the church. The Kyrkogrim is also associated with the Årsgång, or the year walk, which was, or rather is, a complex form of divination in Swedish folklore, or popular layman religion. This Swedish folk tradition was usually practiced at Christmas or New Year's Eve, and you were supposed to walk around the church on the hallowed ground, looking at the night sky, and eventually you would get glimpses of the future from the stars given by God. Here it was important that you had to pray to God before doing this ritualistic act of divination, as otherwise you would have to contend with the Kyrkogrim, which would attack the year walker and either curse them with illness or attack them directly
with physical force, creating grievous wounds, both who could lead easily to death.
This necessity of prayer is due to the fact that the Kyrkogrim would otherwise think that you were practicing pagan rituals upon the hallowed grounds, and thus defiling the church, just like the thieves or other types of desecrators of the church, who at first the Kyrkogrim would just try to scare away. Then, if they persisted in their wickedness, the Kyrkogrim would attack them and even kill them. Imagine getting attacked by a Kyrkogrim, and as the Kyrkogrim has the same shape as the animal it was in life. Imagine getting attacked by a Kyrkogrim with the terrifying form of a
Rabbit!
Herregud!
You, I'm gonna go Monty Python on your ass, and ain't no holy hand grenade to get to save ya.
Actually, on that subject, would an holy hand grenade even help? Considering you are a creature that is supposed to do God's work.
You better get an unholy hand grenade then.
No comment. Anyway, the Kyrkogrim is a creature that is born from a mixture of folklore and Christian traditions, found in southern Sweden, because it's important to know that the Kyrkogrim isn't a thing for all of Swedish folklore as a whole. It is specifically a southern Swedish belief. Similar beliefs exist in Danish folklore, where the creature probably originates from. There also exist similar beliefs in English traditions about a black, spectral dog guarding churches, called the Kyrkogrim. Though the Swedish tradition is much more diverse in the types of animals that the Kyrkogrim
Can be.
The tradition about the Kyrkogrim is actually quite old and was mentioned even back in the 17th century as a belief about burying animals in order to protect the church and the graveyards from evil spirits and the devil. Of course, this was part of popular folk tradition and not part of official church doctrine in the Swedish Protestant Church. But it does show an interesting insight in how popular belief interacts with official faith, and that the borders can sometimes become blurred, especially when you begin to imagine folkloric creatures that are considered almost holy in their tasks and missions, such as guarding a church and its hallowed grounds. I hope you like this video.
You will better like this video and push the like button, or I'm going to go holy vengeance upon ya.
No! Don't threaten my viewers, you
spectral Bugs Bunny!
Also ask the Culture Genie questions, and comment if you want him to make more videos about folklore.
Yes, very much do that. I would appreciate it. Please do subscribe, as it would help the channel spread awareness about the humanities. Stärk väl kanalen till min fallekom.